Hello darlings, welcome to Narc Formula. My name's Freedom. Thank you for joining me. In today's episode I wanted to touch on the Hoover. I want to touch on the number one thing that is occurring with the Hoover. So before I start, just quickly remember, if you like my channel, to subscribe, hit the bell notification so you don't miss any upcoming episodes, and if you like the video, give it the thumbs up. Alright lovelies, so you've all heard about the Hoover, but sometimes people get really confused and they don't understand, why you get these kind of strange Hoovers that are either, one word Hoovers or seemingly benign, requests for photos or, requests for photos of the children or, about the children or just something like that. Now, there's one thing underlying all of these, as I said, seemingly benign requests. Or like I said, it might be a phone call, it might be a text message, are you okay? Or how are you? Or I miss you? Or, they're little and subtle things, but the underlying the underlying piece of information that the narcissist, are seeking is this. What they're doing is they're saying, do you still believe in the construct? So in the false self. So for example, when they're sending, messages saying, can you send photos of the children? What they're actually asking is, do you still believe that I give two shits about my kids? Right? Because anyone who knows a narcissist knows that they use their children just like they use everyone else. They use them for supply. They have take no responsibility for them. They don't really, think about their children other than when their children are making them look good. So if their children are winning awards, for example, if their children are beautiful or if their children are talented, they can proudly show everyone, oh, look at my daughter, isn't she beautiful? Or look at my son, look at his family, or how amazing he is, or how smart he is. That kind of thing. If they can show off their children, that's the only time they actually think about their children. When it comes to, the actual everyday realities of looking after children, feeding them, clothing them, they don't give two shits. They couldn't care less. So when you're being sent text messages or emails or whatever, requesting photos of the children, it's basically the narcissist just saying, do you still believe in that false self that I projected towards you? Do you really believe that I care about those kids? So they're just kind of taking your temperature. And it's the same when they, when they say, are you okay? I'm worried about you. I heard about your health, or, or I miss you. I mean, once again, it's the same thing. They're just basically saying, do you actually believe that I give two shits about you and your health? Do you still believe that I'm that person? Because if you reply, and if you say, oh, thank you, no, I'm fine, thank you for, thank you for asking, right? You've given him fuel, or her fuel. As I always say, I'm just talking to my girls. Narc Formula is for women. If there are boys watching, men watching, that's fine. You're all welcome to be here. But this is me talking to my girls, and I'm not going to continually correct myself. Okay? Yes, we know there are narcissistic women out there, but I'm talking to the girls. So basically, he's just asking, do you still believe in that false self? The false self that pretends they care about you. Because once again, we know narcissists don't care about anyone but themselves. And if they're contacting you, it's because they need something from you. Whether it's just a little pick-me-up, as in, yep, she still believes the construct. She still believes my false self. So I still matter, I still exist. So whether it's just a pick-me-up, or whether they're just it's like keeping you on a long lead, so they're still keeping in contact, they're still just occasionally, checking back with you, But they're doing that for a reason, because that's their way of keeping you in their life. So in their mind, you know, you are still attached to them, because you still take their calls, because you still answer their text messages, because you still believe the false self. And if you still believe it, they're going to keep you around, because that helps them believe it. And when the more they believe it, the more easy it is to sell to other people. It's kind of like a dodgy salesman, you know, with a shitty product. So if they talk it up and they make it into something so much better than it really is, you know, the more people that believe it, the easier it becomes to sell to the next person, you know. So that's the way of looking at their false self. You know, they're just trying to sell a version of themselves that's not real, and it helps to have people around who believe it. And if you don't believe it, then you can't be around. But that doesn't mean they're not going to hoover you and still try and keep you on a, like I said, a long lead. And also remember this with the hoovers. Remember that once you are narc property, you will always be narc property. Right? They have a sense of entitlement and a sense of ownership over you. Okay, they're not going to ever just stop. You know, they're going to try and keep you in the narc harem. They're going to try and keep you connected to them in some way, because they're still getting fuel and supply from you. So no matter how benign the hoover appears, it still serves to fuel them, to reconnect you, to cement the bond that you have. And, you know, to be perfectly honest, the best thing that you can do is go 100% no contact. Even if you have children, let it go through the courts if they want to take it through the courts, you know, because nothing good is ever going to come from having a relationship with a narcissist. It doesn't matter whether you're just friends. It doesn't matter, you know, whether you think you're resuming a relationship with them, or whether you are just acquaintances, or whether you think you are co-parenting with them. They don't do friends. They don't do co-parenting. They don't do relationships. You know, every relationship they have, it's all just about usury. It's all just about what they can get from that person. So remember that. When you get these benign hoovers, when you get these little text messages, every time you answer, every time you respond, it just reaffirms to them that, oh yes, she does still believe in the false me. She does still believe I care about the kids. I care about her. I'm a good person. I give two shits about anyone else but myself. You know, they don't. They really, really don't. Okay, so don't drink the Kool-Aid, lovelies. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you not tomorrow but the day after.